this time. Last class, we didn't hit record till halfway through, so it was unfortunate for that class. But for this class, I have remembered. Okay, so we're going to start with volunteers. Who wants to go first? Who said, I'm dying to go? I must go first. Emily, since you raised your hand first, you get to go first. So I think last class we tried to guess. I think that took too long for some of them, so we're not gonna guess. All right, we're going to go straight into the substance. So tell us what your dream job is. Give us your keywords, and then we'll ask questions after. Go ahead, Emily. You're on this group.
My dream job is to be an author because I really like to read. Being in the library is one of my favorite places, and I really like to write.
Perfect. So, Emily, people have questions for you. Who has a question for Emily? We need at least 2 questions per student. Or as in, like, if you have a question, 2 questions, and then Emily can be done. Eric, what's your question for Emily?
What's your favorite book or type of book?
I like fantasy.
Fantasy. All right, Izzy, yes. Oh, sorry, Emily, were you finished? Were you gonna share your book?
I was just, didn't you say we had to make a drawing?
Yes. Go ahead and show us your drawing, Emily. I thought you forgot, and so I just didn't question it. But yes, you just have a drawing that you can show everyone. All right, let's take a look. Nice. This is a really good drawing, Emily. All right, so question from Izzy.
What's your favorite genre to write in?
Fiction, fantasy.
Fantasies? Cool. That's my favorite.
Maybe you can make a book and then Izzy will draw the cover for you. And then Maddie will make her own book and challenge you for the #1 spot.
I don't
She
write.
can draw and she can write.
I don't.
Okay. Good. Any other questions for Emily? Perfect. That's all we need. Emily did a good job. Let's give Emily a big round of applause. Good job, Emily.
Good job, Emily.
Who's next? Who wants to go up next? Okay, Eric. I saw your hand up first. So, Eric, you are on the spotlight.
Yay. My dream job is to be a gaming YouTuber.
You too? Just like your brother?
Yes.
You guys can make a brother's channel. Okay. Do you have a picture for us, Eric?
Yes.
Oh, you can. Oh, I thought Eric was just a floating head for the whole time.
I'm not a floating head.
All right.
It's me playing a video game, and for some reason the words are backwards,
No, that's fine.
but they're labels to what some of the things are.
Nice. It's very, very detailed.
Me playing video games. It took me like a minute.
That's fine. I think it's better to be fast because if you have a clear idea of your dream job, I'm sure you could draw it within seconds, right, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Share us your keywords, Eric.
Smart, because editing takes lots of intelligence. Funny, so you get subscribers. Skillful, also so you get subscribers. Interesting, so people aren't bored. And happy, because people don't want to watch people who are upset.
Right. I agree. So I think Eric did awesome by presenting that. Does anyone have any questions for Eric? He wants to be a gaming YouTuber. Who has questions? Emily, yes.
What would you make a video about?
Probably me playing Minecraft or Roblox.
Nice. Hunter.
Would you mainly just do Roblox and Minecraft, or would you do something else?
I probably would do a couple other games, but Roblox, it has a lot of games on it, so
See, Eric's thought this up. Any other questions? Maddie, you have a question?
No, sorry. I'm getting
Oh, okay. I thought you had a question. No, go for it. Ask your question. It's even if it's simple. Like we had someone in the last class ask this question to every single person. How much money? How would you afford a house? Yeah, it's that every single time. You want to be a teacher? How are you going to afford a house? You want to be a veterinarian? How are you going to afford a house? So, yes, Eric. Maddie has a big question for
the
you.
best YouTubers make like $12 million a year.
Right. But can you compete against them, Eric?
Yes.
You can, right?
And the normal YouTubers make like $1,000 a year.
Right.
So it still makes money.
Still makes money, right? You could do it as a hobby, make money from your hobby too.
True.
Maddie, ask your question.
I don't have a question.
You don't have a question. Okay. All right, let's give Eric a big round of applause. Good job, Eric.
Good job, Eric.
All right, who's next? We got Emmeline and Eric finished. Jack wants to go next. Jack. Let's see. All right, go ahead and unmute for us. Perfect.
My dream job is being a teacher. This is the picture that I drew.
Nice.
You need to be smart because you need to know what to teach the kids. You need to be strict because you need to know how to tell a kid off for being a brat. You need to also be kind because if you're mean, then your students won't like you. And funny because if you're funny, the kids will like you even more. And you should also be able to work with children because that's the only way that you'll enjoy your job.
Very good. Anyone have any questions for Jack? So you guys can ask those questions in the chat or in person too. How about Emmeline? I see you typed something. Emmeline, can you ask Jack your question?
What would you teach and what grade would you teach?
That's a good question. I would mainly want to teach either science or math. Those are like my favorite. Like I wanted to be a scientist too, but I think I'd rather be a teacher. And also, I think I'd teach middle schoolers. I don't really want to teach high schoolers or elementary school.
Nice. How about any other questions? Brendan, I see you have a question. Unmute and ask your question.
So what school would you work at that you know of? Like which middle school?
Well, I don't know. I only know like one middle school, the one that I go to. I go to Lauren Middle School. That's the only middle school that I know, so I'd probably teach. I'd probably later in life I might know different middle schools. So.
It's a big question. Any other questions for Jack? Perfect. Let's give Jack a big round of applause. Good job, Jack.
Good job, Jack.
Jack, you're very brave. In a study, I'm pretty sure they said middle school is one of the hardest to teach comparatively to high school and elementary. You're very brave for that, Jack.
Thanks.
Who wants to go next? Brendan with his space background. Oh, Brendan's in space. All right, Brendan, go ahead and unmute and then share with us your dream job.
My name is Brendan, and my dream job is being a video game designer. Of what I would like as a video game designer, and what I would need to be like is nice, because if I get famous, I'll have to do like interviews and stuff. And not sleepy because you need to work on your game a lot. Smart because you need to know how to code. And social, same as the interview thing.
Any questions for Brendan? He wants to be a video game designer. Jack, go ahead and unmute.
Earlier in the chat, you said that something about Scott Cawthon. Like, would you want to be like a scary game designer or something?
Well, like, I meant that and like how much money I would make.
Oh, right.
And
About Eric.
Would you send me video games so I could put them on my YouTube channel?
if you get popular enough.
Oh, you hear that, Eric? His games aren't for free, not for
Don't worry, I will become popular.
free. Oh, you hear that, Brendan?
Or I'll just buy them.
Oh, he'll buy your game, Brendan. Do you hear that? You have a customer already, Brendan. How about Emily?
What would you call your video game?
I don't really know. Like, I don't know.
That's fine, Brendan.
Original ideas.
Yes, Hunter.
What kind of video game would you make? Like, would you make a horror or a comedy type?
I think I would make like maybe some platformers, and like if I get popular enough, I might team up with someone to make like a big game that's not a platformer.
How about any other questions for Brendan? It looks like he's been thinking about his dream job quite a bit. Okay, perfect. Let's give Brendan a big round of applause. Good job, Brendan.
Good job, Brendan.
All right, now let's break up. Actually, no, never mind. Let's go straight to the next person. Who wants to go up next?
I vote Maddie and Izzy.
So Maddie's off the screen, but Izzy, are you and Maddie doing the same dream job, or are you guys different?
We're different, but Maddie was
Izzy, how about Izzy? You go first,
I can do it.
and Maddie can go sometime after you.
Yeah. My dream job is being an artist because I love to draw. There you are. Yeah, sorry, Brina was calling. Oh, there she was. Anyway, this is my drawing, if you can see it.
Nice.
Anyway, my keywords are creative, to be able to create new things. I must be able to focus, to be able to concentrate on work. Patient, to be able to stand waiting for things to dry, such as paints. Open, to be open to new things. And inspired. Yes.
Nice. Does anyone have any questions for Izzy? She wants to be an artist for her dream job. Emily.
What would you draw?
That's what open means. I'm open to all art, really, meaning pastels, all mediums, even digital art. I really like to try new art. So I don't know.
Any and all art. Perfect.
Any and all art.
But any other questions? I saw Brendan, you put your hand up. Brendan, what's your question? But you gotta unmute first if you have a question. Yes.
It was the same question as the one that was already said.
Emmeline. My name's Emmeline.
Yes, her name's not Emily. Her name's Emmeline. Brendan, maybe you can hire Izzy and hire her to do your artwork, and you can just design the video games.
Okay.
Right? And then you can get Eric to play test it. We already have a good system, an ecosystem. All right. I guess, does anyone have any questions for Izzy? Nice. Let's give Izzy a big round of applause. Good job, Izzy.
Good job, Izzy.
All right, so how about let's move to someone else and then we'll come back to Maddie, okay? So who wants to go first and then Maddie? So we have, I believe, Hunter, Molly. Which one of you two want to go first today? How about Hunter? Hunter, you go first and then we'll have Molly or Maddie and then Molly will be our finale.
My dream job is an astronomer.
Nice. Do you have your picture ready for us, Hunter? We'll give you some time. Sorry for rushing you.
Do a smaller version and a bigger version of it.
Okay, you can go ahead and show us both.
The smaller version on the piece of paper with the keywords and stuff. And then the larger version of the sketch.
Nice. So Hunter, how about your keywords?
My keywords were intellectual, hardworking, problem solving, friendly, and humorous. Intellectual, because you have to be really smart to be an astronomer. And for friendly and hardworking, I need to work with other people.
Good.
Yeah, that's the point.
Does anyone have any questions for Hunter? Wants to be an astronomer, I believe that's what he said. How about Hunter? What about your job makes it something you want to do? Why is it your dream job? Just out of curiosity.
I like stuff that's about outer space, and I don't really want to go to space, but I want to be involved with like NASA or something. Because astronomers are the people who help. Sometimes are the people who help get astronauts up into space.
That makes sense. I agree with that. Anyone else have any other questions for Hunter? Good. That just means Hunter had a good presentation. Let's give Hunter a big round of applause. Good job, Hunter.
Good job, Hunter.
All right, now we're gonna go to Maddie and then finish with Molly, and then we're going to see 2 dream boards. So the leadership students did something different from you guys. So let's go to Maddie today. Maddie, you are up.
Okay, so my dream job is a chemist. So here's my little illustration. And my keywords are logical, because you have to follow the rules. Creative, because you can make new things with the chemicals. And practical, by making stuff like hand sanitizer or cleaning sprays that are really needed.
Right. Perfect. That was a great explanation. Does anyone have any questions for Maddie? So we'll start with Eric. Eric, go ahead and unmute for us really quick.
If you could create a chemical, what would you call it and what would it do?
I don't really know. I mean, I would probably want something that would help people to kill bacteria and stuff. I don't know what I would call it though.
Okay.
Maybe Maddie will figure out how to get rid of the last 0.001% of the bacteria that hand sanitizer can't kill. You
Yeah.
can have 100% hand sanitizer. Okay, next, who has a question for Maddie? Carter, I see you seem very, very entertained in your spinny chair. Carter, what's your question for Maddie?
I don't know.
What's her job? What does she want to be? What's her dream?
What?
Oh, Mr. Carter, are you zoning out?
She wants to be a chemist.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Okay, so maybe Mr. Carter can read the chat, okay. All right, good. So you don't have to have that many questions. I was just curious, right? If you look bored, I'll make sure you're not bored, okay? Let's give Maddie a big round of applause. Good job, Maddie.
Good job, Maddie.
How about finishing with Molly, and then 2 of our leadership students will present. So Molly, you're up.
For my dream job, I want to be a singer. And keywords for being a singer are like vocals, I wasn't prepared enough.
That's all right. So I know in the last class we had some students who weren't prepared. So we'll help you prepare. So Molly, what about singing? Who's your favorite artist? Like who would you aspire to be?
My favorite singer is a band called Imagine Dragons.
So does that make you want to maybe write your own music, or would you just want to be like the lead singer in like the band or whatever?
Lead singer.
Lead singer. Nice. About if you were to think about a genre of music that you would do, because there are not very many singers who can do every single genre. What genre would you want to try to be well known for?
Kind of like nice, calm music maybe, and fun music.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe that's something that you want to discover. So maybe you want to listen to a little bit of every genre of music, even if it's something you don't listen to. But maybe it'll help you develop what you maybe want to sing, or maybe what kind of genre you want to take the Billboard charts in, right? Like you could be like the Old Town Road guy and make the first country rap music, right? Who knows? That could be Molly. Good. Any other questions? Do you guys have questions for Molly? She wants to be a singer. Emily.
What's your one favorite song?
My #1 favorite song is a song called Legends Never Die.
Any other questions for Molly? Perfect. Good. So it's like you guys have a lot of good answers and questions. So Molly, make sure, so with this information, try to make a drawing based off of what you explained to us, right? Like, oh, you really like Imagine Dragons. Like,
I have a drawing, but I didn't finish coloring it.
okay, that's fine. Show us your drawing. We want to see. Nice. Perfect. That looks great, Molly. I thought when you said you didn't prepare, I thought you meant you didn't bring anything like one of our students. He came in his regular clothes. He didn't bring anything. But we helped him out. So let's give Molly a big round of applause. Good job, Molly.
Good job, Molly.
All right, how about let's make a vote. Who wants to see certain yes, Brendan, do you have a question? Okay, you raised your hand, and so it popped up. Okay. How about, do you guys have a specific leadership student you want to see their dream board? So I'll give you an explanation of the dream board, because I think you guys can comprehend it. So a dream board is basically a piece of paper or poster board, and the only things you're allowed to put on it is pictures, quotes, or I believe it's pictures, quotes, or meaningful objects, right? So you can't write down, like for arts, we wrote down keywords, right? You can't exactly write them. You can if you have a specific idea of like how that will, like how it will be. It's used for imagery, right? So for your dream board, you're supposed to use things that, like, let's say if your dream job, let's say Molly's is to be a singer, right? So her dream board would consist of having her favorite artists, right? Like people she admires, like Imagine Dragons, I don't know, Panic at the Disco, Ariana Grande. So whoever you admire, you'd put those people up there first, right? Because that's supposed to represent something that, oh, when you look at your poster board, you're like, it automatically gives you imagery of what you want to be like, right? And it could be something like, Chase says he wants to have $1 million. He wants to be the next Bill Gates. So he puts a picture of Bill Gates up there, right? And that reminds him, that's what I want to be like. Or I want to have the fastest car available. And he puts a picture of what kind of car he wants to. So what it's the dream board is supposed to be is you look at it every single day and it just reminds you, right? It keeps you motivated. It helps you remember things like that. Whose dream board do you want to see? Let's take a vote. Jack, who do you want to see?
Carter's.
Carter's. Who else wants to see Carter's dream board? Oh, that's a lot of votes. Carter, you're up. You know, Carter was actually one of the first people to finish his dream board too. So I'm very, very ready to see. So Carter, go ahead and explain to the students.
Mine's big.
Perfect.
In the center, I have my dream job, and then I have like dream objects on the side, and then on the bottom, I have my dream mindset.
Nice. So how about, can you share one thing from each category?
My dream job, I want to be a college professor for like computer science and stuff.
Okay.
And then, like, I don't know, I just put a picture of like what I want, a cool house.
Nice.
And then underneath is a quote that kind of relates to the job. It says, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance, from Andy Mighton or something. I don't know his name. But for my dream mindset, I wrote down like keywords. I wrote smart, kind, and observant.
Perfect. So Carter, you know what you're supposed to do with your dream board after you finish, right?
Like,
You
put
need
it,
to do a video presentation, but after you finish, you're supposed to put it somewhere that you can see every single day, right? So that way, every time you take a look at it, you see, oh, that's reminding me of my goal, my dreams that I have. Okay, Carter? Good.
Sure.
So does anyone have any questions for Carter? So I know he went very, very brief. He's gonna make a video though. All right, any questions for Carter? Perfect. I think he answered most of the questions. Let's give Carter a big round of applause. Good job, Carter.
Good job, Carter.
All right, last but not least, who wants to see who? So we have Chase, junior instructor Alex, who's trying to hide, junior instructor Bradley, who's right there, and then we have, I think that's it, right? Chase, Alex. Okay. Who wants to see? So let's see. Eric, who do you want to see?
Chase.
Chase, who else wants to see Chase? Perfect. Chase, you're up.
Our printer wasn't working, so I didn't get the pictures put on there, but I have them. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Not much about my dream job or people I look up to. It's more of a mindset type of thing that I want to have. I want to be happy with what I have and not want more than I can get or less. I want to be able to deal with what I have, and that's pretty much it. Right here, I have a quote that says, "Nothing in the world can trouble you more as much as your own thoughts." Pretty much explains itself. Right here, I have something that says, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. So don't worry about the past. Focus on the present. Some pictures right here. I want to be not super physically fit, but I just don't want to be out of shape. Here, I'd be have a big mansion or live in a big place. I just want to. I'd be fine with a small place. Is pretty much that it. A G-Wagon, because that's what kind of car I want.
What happened to the humble? The humble. I don't need a big house or a man, but I need to have a G-Wagon. That's okay. Maybe that's how you live life, right? You don't need a big house. You just need a really nice car.
Some guy sitting on a bench. Not be so negative all the time.
That's all right. So just get yours done before next week. Okay, you guys have a little bit more time than the other students, okay? Anyone have any questions for Chase? So Chase took the different approach for the dream board. What you're supposed to do is not exactly your dream job or anything. You're just supposed to put things that you dream about, right? So like, I dream of having a McLaren 720S, right? So you put a picture of that. I dream of having like a family. So you just put up a picture of a family. So it's just a representation of what your goals are, right? So dreams can also be, right? Because once you accomplish that, then it finishes to be a goal, right? But you dream about it because it keeps you motivated, right? So that's why at the leadership students try that, since they are a little bit older than you guys. So you guys can also try that too. Maybe in the future we'll make a dream board exercise for the older kids. I don't think most of the little kids would be content with a dream board. They're like, what? I just put a bunch of pictures? Okay, I'll put up a bunch of pictures of like unicorns and horses. That's my dream. And so it doesn't have as much meaning to them as it does to the older kids. Maybe we can recommend that for you guys. And so you'll get to see all of the leadership students, their dream boards and their explanations. They'll go through it thoroughly. They'll show off, like I think Chase did a really good example. Right, he explained his thought process, right? He explained his dreams and what he doesn't care for, what he does care for, right? And so you will get to see all of those. But also you guys too, make sure you guys need to make a little picture of you and your dream job, your dream careers, right? Make sure a picture of you in that. And then if you want to add your keywords in the post, or if you just want to, if they're all visible, right, then that's fine too. Any questions before we finish up today? Perfect. All right, let's give ourselves first a big round of applause. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. Because I know it's hard to share that are very personal to you, right? Because you're putting yourself out there, right? Like Chase says, he doesn't want to get out of shape. He doesn't want to be like Thor from Endgame, right? He wants to stay in shape, right? Maybe that's something important to you, right? So it's very personal, so it's good to share those things with yourselves, but also other people too, right? No one's gonna judge you. How about today, before we exit class today, make sure you go give your parents a big hug and get ready for next week. Let me give you a hint. What's next Sunday? I'll give you a hint. It's very important to your mom. Yes, Molly?
Mother's Day.
Right, so maybe that's a hint for next week's exercise, okay? Next week, we're gonna work on something to give to our moms, okay? All right, perfect, so we'll head out from here, guys. If you guys are heading out, make sure to go give your parents a big hug, and we'll close the room in like 2 minutes, okay, guys? If you guys are heading out, go see you guys later.